You know those movies that start in the middle of the action and the main character stops the scene and says, I bet you're wondering how we ended up here. That is like this story. Right now, I'm in the middle of an adventure where I'm chasing a runaway train with no idea where it's going or what's going to happen next. But before we get to that, we have to go back. A long, long time ago, Halloween 2019, I decided to start an Etsy shop for some completely random and forgotten reason. I didn't even shop on Etsy or have a clue what it actually was or how I was going to conquer this platform. But on that day, I listed my first item for sale, and little did I know, my whole world was about to be turned upside down. 4 days later, my eldest son injured himself, requiring multiple surgical procedures, therapy, and lots of help. I had a coaching business at the time that was doing okay, but faced with a major emotional crisis, it was nearly impossible to show up the way I needed to. Then came the bushfires, followed by COVID-19. After 3 major blows, my coaching business was over. I had no clients, no money, and no real hope that it'll ever work again. Oh, and that Etsy business? It was dismal. I'd done the research, listed the products I thought would sell, that was selling for other people, learned SEO, and so much more. But nothing seemed to work. I had a few sales here and there, but the ka-chings were few and very far between. I felt useless, stupid, and confused. I had failed again, and I had no idea how I was going to make money to survive. Then lockdown happened. I had been training for this my whole life. Suddenly able to spend hours and hours working because 90% of my mum duties were cancelled, my inner workaholic came out to play. Sitting on a beanbag on the floor of my son's room with my laptop on my legs, working 18 hours a day, I rebranded the Etsy shop, changed out most of my listings, taught myself how to use Photoshop, Illustrator, and Canva to do what I needed to do. I was totally focused on that hunch that I could make this work. There was no other option because getting a real job was not going to happen. My boys would often ask me, is all this work worth it? I was working for less than $1 an hour at that stage. I replied, yes, it will be. Then on April 1st, 2020, 6 months after I listed my first item, I hit 100 sales. It was then the Etsy shop took on a life of its own. There was no roadmap, no guide to show me exactly what to do. There was helpful knowledge, but nothing that was directly connected to my business, so I was just making it up as I went. Flash forward 13 months to May 7th, 2021, my eldest son's 23rd birthday. That random idea for an Etsy shop hit 10,000 sales. From a single digital product, it became a company with over 20,000 templates in 18 months. And I still pinch myself every day to make sure it's not a dream. Which brings us to where we started the story, in the middle of this crazy adventure chasing that runaway train. And while I love hearing my phone go ka-ching, let's face it, that never gets old. What drives me is the difference I get to make along the way. It's about the people I get to help on their adventure to build their empires. One side hustle, one small business, one product, one sale at a time. It's about the people that now have hope and confidence that their dream can actually come true. As I continue to figure all this stuff out and embrace the unknown of my real life choose your own adventure story, I invite you to join in because together this wild ride is so much more fun.